we ended up syncing up our periods at the same time. And I was like, oh, I named mine Gladys Knight and the Pips this month. And then she was just like, and I was like, that was too much. I overshared. That was embarrassing. And I take it all back.
That's hilarious. I love that, though. That's so funny.
Well, if I don't name it during the month, it's not fun for me anymore. I got to make it a game. So
tell me reel it in because I'm casting it out.
On this week's episode of Casting It Out, we're just going to be shooting the shit.
hooray.
We're going to do a little Q&A where we answer some questions that we have teed up and go from there.
Works for me. Yep. Oh, so what would you say is your most embarrassing thing you believed in for way too long?
Ooh. The most embarrassing thing I believed in for too long?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of mine.
Ugh.
Embarrassing thing I believed in for too long. Oh, I did believe that the lyrics to Our Lips Are Sealed was Otis the Seal. And I believed that for almost the entirety of my life.
I will say I definitely make up lyrics to songs all the time. So I'm guilty of that for several songs where I've gone up to sing them on karaoke and I go, oh shit, I've been making up the lyrics to this song the whole time.
Then your brain short circuits while you're up there.
Kind of like in Sugar We're Going Down, like I know the words for it, but a lot of the time I say dilly around instead of in an earlier round because that's just how I've always sang it since I was young. And
Body
I'm like,
likes it.
why articulate?
Why bother? He didn't.
He didn't.
Yep. So.
I mean, that's what happens when you grow up listening to some emo music is basically you have to be resourceful and make up the words as you go. Otherwise, people just sit there and call you a poser and you're like, I'm not a poser. I love Warped Tour. I love my emo music.
I know. That was such the age, though, was everybody was like, you're a poser. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't listen to it as aggressively as you do.
That always used to kill me because when people used to like run up and say that, I'd be like, no, I'm not a poser. And they'd be, oh yeah, well, like, what songs do you know? And you'd give them like a couple of songs and they'd be like, oh, you don't know this one. It's like, it's the new, you know how men now will do that to women a lot where they're like, oh, you like that band? Tell me the songs that you like. Oh, you don't know this deep cut? And you're like, no, I don't know a deep cut. I actually had that happen to me at the regular dog park. This guy came over and he was talking to like me and Jordan and we had just gone to the Killers and I was wearing my t-shirt from that concert. And he came up and was like, oh, what's your favorite Killer song? And truthfully, my favorite Killer song is Mr. Brightside. I know a ton of different Killer songs.
It's a great song.
But I'm like, I know it's basic, but like Mr. Brightside is my favorite. And he's like, oh, you haven't listened to The Man? Like, that's the best song and blah, blah. And he's like going on and on. I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit.
Like, this isn't a good color for you. Thank you. So I'm going to keep moving on. My God. Oh, jeez. All right. What's the next one?
What's a time you confidently gave the wrong information?
I was running in Maine and some lady asked, like, because we used to go to Maine on vacation every year, every summer. And I was like, I was in college at this time, old enough to know better. She pulled over, asked me where something was, and confidently told her where it was. And as I'm running, I'm like, that's not where that is. I wish her the best of luck.
Hilarious. Very similar scenario. When me and Sam were freshmen in college, we were going from like Gardner to Fitchburg. Mm-hmm. And I very confidently was like, yes, this is the correct direction. I got us all the way to Sterling. So like 20 minutes out of the way. And I was like, I think we went the wrong way. Because this was like prior to like everyone having a GPS or anything on their phone. Because even like our phones, like we had such like limited data and everything. So
I drove us almost to Maine once when we were trying to go to Boston. So
yeah, that's definitely very just going confidently in the wrong direction is definitely something that I excel at, and I will bring other people down with me. And it's like, I'm so sorry guys, but yeah, I'm gonna bring you down with me. Like, this is definitely the right way. I know what I'm doing. And then ending up on like the other side of town and you're like, well, oops,
guess it wasn't.
My bad.
We all make mistakes.
And apparently we're making the same ones.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, you made a mistake by following me, and I just made a mistake.
I also did it very recently too.
Oh, did you?
Oh my gosh. We went on vacation with Jordan's family, and we were looking for the entrance to Yellowstone, and I mapped us to the wrong spot in like an hour and a half in the wrong direction is when we figured it out.
I would have been sad. I'd be like, I'm gonna take a deep breath right now and just come back to this.
I literally said for the rest of the vacation, because like I had planned a bunch of the spots because I had been there when Sam lived there. And I was like, I'm not picking anything on the map ever again. Like, I'm done for the vacation. Like, you guys can pick stuff on the map, but I'm not sending us in the wrong direction.
Oh yeah, I've done that. I do that frequently, like with family, and I'm like, I'm bad at directions, so don't look at me. I'm like, if you want me to confidently pick something incorrectly, I've got you. But if you got to get to where you're going in a hurry, don't ask me. I'm not helping. Okay, what else we got? We got an outfit that I thought I absolutely ate, but absolutely did not.
Oh my gosh, I have this like cute fall dress that like I love it. It's very cozy. But it's like turtleneck, long sleeve, and then like it's just like it clings in all the wrong places. But the first time I wore it, I put it on, and I'm like, oh, this is like pretty cute and like all that stuff. And like I even wore it for our like holiday pictures that we took for our Christmas card one year. But it was like, in order to be able to like look as good as I wanted to in it, I was like sucking it in so hard. And I'm like, I guess this isn't as cute as I thought it was if I have to suck in this hard to feel comfortable. So that was definitely a tough one for me, where I'm like, oh, so now whenever I pull it out, sometimes I'll put it on and I'll be like, I hate this dress. I'm not doing it again.
Yep. No, I do. I have like a couple skirts where I'm like, oh, I love this. And then I get out there and I'm like, that is too short, first off. Second, incorrect. Then sometimes I'll try and do like the oversized sweatshirt, and I'll look back in like photos and be like, I look like a fucking munchkin. I look so short. And I'm like, who told me this was a good idea? I was like, Ariana Grande did it. And I was like, I look ridiculous. I hated it.
Honestly, I get that though. I felt that a lot too with like oversized stuff now, is that like it'll fall on me and it'll just be like this giant slop, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know it looked like that.
Right?
Just don't take pictures of me.
Yeah. And like you see it online, I'm like, yeah, it looks good on her. Of course it does, first off. Second, yeah, she's got the perfect picture to show it off. I don't look like that standing still. I just don't.
You don't have that trained modeling.
Yeah, I'm like, where's my perfect pose? I wouldn't know, because I haven't paid attention. Oh man.
What's the pettiest thing that you've ever been upset about?
Probably traffic. I think it's just because of my drive lately. I'm at the point where I'm like, if I have to be behind the wheel one more time, I'm driving it into oncoming traffic. So there's that. I was so petty yesterday. I think it was just like the end of the week. I can't keep doing this commute. Like, I've had enough, and everyone was a cunt yesterday. Every single person that cut me off, no matter what you did, didn't matter to me.
I definitely get that. I hate traffic. My pettiest, I'm thinking of like something that like wasn't that big of a deal, but I made a big deal, is one of my friends, when I was like working at Men's Warehouse, she took my last tampon. And I didn't have any left. And I was just like so stressed out because like I was constantly like going when I worked there, like because I went to school full time. I was like working 45, 50 hours a week there. And like I just fucking lost it. And I was like, who the fuck used my last tampon? And it was just like, it was definitely my friend. And she was like, I'm not gonna fucking tell her I used the last tampon, because she was just like, nah, Josie's being fucking crazy. But I was just like, I was so upset for literally no reason other than like the major inconvenience that it caused me, where it was like, I worked across the street from like stores and stuff. Like I could have just gone and got more, but I was just so mad in the moment where I was just like, fuck that bitch.
Right?
We're not friends.
I mean,
we were still friends, but it was just like, it sent me over the edge, where it's like, it was just like such an inconvenience, even though it was something that I could fix very easily. It was just like, it sent me over.
I mean, tampons they're sacred. You got to have just the right amount. And I like to feel comfortable. I feel like I keep if I don't have at least one or two in my purse as a just in case, I'm freaking out. So
Yeah, we used to keep like a box. I had a box there because I was there all the time. I lived there. I could have slept there and only gotten like a couple hours of sleep because I would have been back there first thing in the morning. Like it was a weird time in my life where I was just overwhelmed by any minor inconvenience. I still think I get overwhelmed a lot by minor inconveniences where it's like shit can really be hitting the fan for me. Like I'm in danger, something really bad has happened. I'll like leave my body and be cool, calm, and collected and feel like I can deal with the biggest problem in the world. But then someone cuts me off in traffic and I'm like, really? This is what it's gonna be.
oh, yeah.
This is, or like my like door, my like shirt will get caught on a door handle, or like I'll accidentally like walk into something, and it's like more of a crisis than things that actually should be a crisis.
Right. Like you've dropped your keys 3 times in a row, and I'm like, well, there goes the day. I can't help myself now.
I'm not showing up now.
Yep.
It's not gonna happen.
Guess today's over. I'm just gonna go back to bed then. A moment you realized you had no social awareness.
I mean, I just get irrationally angry sometimes. Like, I don't like line cutters. I'll be like, hey, line's back there. I'll tell them to move. Or apparently when we're at the dog bar, it's not good that when Henry gets like weird and humpy and horny, I'll be like, hey, I see you. Because he listens to that. And Jordan's always like, Josie, stop. People think you're weird. And I'm like, okay, people can think I'm weird, but I'm here for the dog. I'm not here for the people.
I am weird.
I'm here to take care of my pet and let him have a good time while also not like him sexually assaulting other dogs against their will. Like, he's just like, sometimes he's a little pervert and I hate it. And so the things that I say to him, or like the other day, I was like, I wanted to say like, I know what's going on in your head right now. And instead of saying something like that, because I knew that he was like about to start getting humpy, I was like, I can see your brain. And I was like, honestly, I'm just gonna pretend like it didn't happen. And then like 2 minutes later, Jordan was like, did you just say I can see your brain? Jesus. So there's definitely some. I mean, I will say, I think I have like a decent amount of social awareness because I'm always like anxious about the things I've like said or done for the most part. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to Henry, I'm just like, we're at the dog park. I don't need to be social with humans. No. I need to be social with my dog and other dogs.
Right.
It's a bar for dogs, not for humans.
Right. Right, Henry? So, yeah, I think the last time I think it was actually this week at work, and the coworker, I was talking to her, and we like got on the subject of how like, oh, we ended up syncing up our periods at the same time. And I was like, oh, I named mine Gladys Knight and the Pips this month. She was just like, and I was like, that was too much. I overshared. That was embarrassing, and I take it all back.
That's hilarious. I love that, though. That's so funny.
Well, if I don't name it during the month, it's not fun for me anymore. I got to make it a game. So I'm like,
I need my period to be fun, even though it's a fucking nightmare.
It is, and if I don't make it fun, I'm sad. So I make it fun, and this month I named it Gladys Knight and the Pips, and then I overshared that with a new coworker, and now I regret it.
Hey, you know what? You guys are either going to be like weird for the rest of your time, or you're going to turn out to be best friends.
Yeah. Yeah. She handled it well. And I was like, I even said out loud, I was like, oh, that was too much. And she was like, no, you're fine. She was like, I don't do that, but that's great. And I was like,
I don't do that, but that's great. It was very like, you do you. And then just like the side eye of like, Jesus, what is this girl doing? What am I doing here? Is this the type of people that work here?
I am strange. Yes. Yes, that's correct.
I am quite old. What's something that you've done to impress someone, but it backfired on you?
I don't know. Something I've done to impress somebody and it backfired. I'm not too sure.
I mean, I've got mine.
go, and I'll think about it.
I was going to go to this wedding with this dude that I had been off and on, like, kind of like situationship dating for a hot minute. And I went to go to a wedding with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I got this, like, really pretty, like, green dress. Like, it was, like, a lower cut, but my boobs are small. And, like, it was, like, a really, really pretty dress. And this dude straight up told me that it didn't look good and that it was too slutty for the wedding. I didn't think it was that slutty, but it was just like, so I wore a different dress to the wedding.
Oh.
And apparently that was like unimpressive. And I was just like, oh, like this is, if I wore this to like a wedding up north, there would have never been a thought about it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's sad. Well, that's on him.
That's more depressing. Well,
That's
I was trying to impress with my super cute dress and it did not work out.
Yep. I can't think of one. It's not that I don't have one. I'm sure. I'm almost 100% on the fact that I have one. Can't really think of one though. I mean, like I feel like sometimes like when or like when family asks at like events, so like how's work or how's your job or how's dating life or blah blah blah. I talk myself up like it's great and I'm like I'm just like it's fantastic. In my head I'm like it is not fantastic. I'm unimpressed with me. So I hope you're enjoying this conversation. My job's awesome. Your job sucks, and that's how I feel.
I do that a lot where I'm like, my life is great, and I pretend like there's nothing wrong in my entire life whenever I see people, and I'm really like, I'm falling apart on the inside and everything's a nightmare, but I'm not going to tell you because like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Feel bad for me? I don't want you to feel bad for me unless you can fix my problems. I don't want to tell you about them.
Yeah, then you get to feel better about the shit you did.
Yeah, like I don't want you to pity me. I'm not a pity party.
No. So I guess that would be the one. I can't look away from Henry.
Henry, leave your penis alone. There was one time we're at Jordan's family's house and it's like a bunch of people are there and Henry just goes in the middle of the room on the rug and just starts going to town on himself. And I'm like, and they're like, what's your dog doing? I'm like, and I just kind of look at him and I look at them and I'm like, he's sucking his own dick. Like, I can't sugarcoat this for you.
It looks exactly like what it is.
It's exactly what it looks like, unfortunately.
Yep.
And it was like, there was just like a laugh about it. But I'm like, yeah, we don't really let him do it while we're out and about. He's usually just allowed to do it like on the floor when we're at home in case, sometimes they just got to get theirs.
The worst text, or in my head, the worst text would be like, when I like openly come out and like say, oh, I missed you or whatever. And I'm like, then later, like maybe a little while later and find out they don't miss me and the whole relationship. And I'm like, well, that was embarrassing. I hate those texts. Those are
the worst.
Those are the ones where I'm just like, I'm uncomfortable and I hate everything that just happened.
I get that.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, this is a nightmare. I can't believe I told you my feelings. And now you're like, ugh.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I look like the idiot. Love that for me. Thank you for this. I needed that. I guess, what's one? A lie I told to avoid being awkward.
I wouldn't say, a lie I told to avoid being awkward. I guess I would say, I don't know. I don't know if I've told like that many lies to avoid being awkward, but I definitely tell this one lie that I've like told my entire life about like reading a book series. And
is this about Harry Potter?
It is. It's
Oh my
about
God.
Harry Potter. And I can't be bothered at this point with the fact that I never actually read all of them. And I have pretended for most of my life that I've read all of them. Because it's like that other thing of like, oh, you're a poser. And it's like, it takes me like 2.5 minutes to read one page of any given book. You think I'm going to make it through all of them? It takes me so long to read. I'm a wicked slow reader. Mm-hmm. And I mean, eventually I would like to read them all. I've gotten through The Sorcerer's Stone. I had already gotten through that one before, but it took me about 2.5 years because I got busy. And also I already know what happens. I know how it ends. I'm not that motivated. I mean, it was kind of cool to get like all the little details and stuff that I missed out on. Mm-hmm. But I'm just not that motivated to do it and get it done. So I've been trying to keep up with this lie that I've read all of them because people love to talk shit and call you a poser and like, you don't really like Harry Potter. And it's like, I really do like Harry Potter. It's just when I was a kid, I wasn't forced to read that much, and then now I'm not that great of a reader. Like, it takes me a long time.
Oh no, I get that. Like I just, well, I guess maybe, I guess on the same book subject, I lie to people when they ask me like, what are you reading or what do you like to read, and I'm like, dark romance. It's trash. It's technically smut if we had to put it honestly, but I'm like, you don't know me well enough to have me telling you exactly what this is about. So that's I do that. A lie I tell to avoid being awkward though. I think it's mostly I just lie to myself to get me through the awkward moment so I can get past it and then move on.
I will say a lot of the time I'm like, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. And then I can deal with the fact that it was that bad when I get home.
Mm-hmm. Anything to make it back to the house before I have the mental or internal breakdown.
I will say there have been a lot of times where Sam calls it like digging the hole, where I've done something weird socially. So I'm like trying to make it better over and over and over again. And I just keep making it worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yep.
And one time Sam like sat me down and was like, you're literally digging a hole socially. That is so bad. And I don't know why you can't stop. And for the most part now I've gotten better about it because I'm aware of it.
Yep.
But I would literally sit there and I'd be like, how deep should this be? Might as well just dig my grave if it's going to be this bad.
Yeah, if we're going to do it, like, might as well go full Monty. An inside thought that accidentally became an outside thought. I mean, I just did that with naming my period once a month. So that was supposed to be an inside thought. That was literally just yesterday. So I feel like I do that more often than I probably should. And I don't, like, I say it, and then it takes a good 5 to 10 minutes before I realize, nope, that was meant for me. That wasn't meant for outdoors.
I think that I do that every day where I'll say stuff out loud and I'm like, wasn't my best, but here I am. Something that was supposed to be an inside thought. I mean, basically everything that comes out of my mouth is really the problem here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just like, well, anyway, I'm just going to retreat socially and be like, everyone hates me, so I'm just going to dip.
Just going to go stick my head in the sand. I'll be
just
back
gonna
later.
Go hibernate at home for the next month and a half because I'm not trying to associate with you people ever again because I'm embarrassed.
I don't like what I've done here, so it's now me leaving. Jeez. Oh, man. And what's the most awkward silence you've survived?
I feel like as New Englanders, there's not really awkward silences that much.
No.
I feel like maybe like sometimes when I feel like I say things out loud and like the room will get like quiet, I think is more of like an awkward silence that I've dealt with. Like when I do Krav, like I always like make dirty jokes with the people I'm partnered with, especially when I'm partnered with my friends, because it's a dirty sport. Like it has all the jokes, it has all the funny things. Like
you guys are on top of each other.
Yeah, and it's just like sometimes it's just funny to like tell your best friend to call you Dr. Daddy J, but then the room gets silent and you're like, it's funny for us. Don't look at me.
Look away.
Look away. No.
I think you're right. I think, but we also are the people that'll fill that silence. I think so. We don't experience it as often because we're like, well, I'm not gonna let this go for too long because I'll fill it.
Yeah, I have a problem with allowing silence to exist because then I'm like, oh, something's wrong. Everyone hates me. Everyone's not talking. They're not interested.
Yep.
Instead of it being normal, like sometimes people are just quiet.
Yep. I think once I'm comfortable with people, I can sit and the entire group of us could be on our phones and I'd be like, I'm totally content with this. But when it's not that situation, I'm like, I will fill the silence.
I will say, like, couch riding together, I can get behind where it's like you either like have a movie on, you're on your phones, like you're reading books, you're hanging out together, but you're hanging out alone. Like you have the feeling of like I have someone here with me, but I'm not necessarily socializing right now.
Right.
Like the rotting together is amazing.
Yeah.
Just like turn your back. And like, it's always good to do that with like when you have like friends that you can do that with, and you're just like, this is kind of nice, because now it's like we spent time together, but we didn't have to socialize. I didn't use my social battery, because my social battery dies so fast.
Yep.
I'll get so checked out with so many people where it's like, because there's like my good friends where it's easy to maintain my social battery, because I don't really have to maintain a social battery in a
It's
way.
not even social. It's just comfortable.
But with like larger groups of people, or like new people, or people I don't know that well, it can be so tough. And then I just get checked out, and then I feel myself either like sounding irritated, and then I'm trying to overcompensate for like sounding like annoyed or like passive aggressive, or you know, sounding like bitchy, where it's like I just really would like to check out for a minute.
Yeah, I think my friends Heather and Josh are really, really good about doing that. Like they can check out, and then like kind of like, but then they come back to it. But they're good about like letting you know. You know what I mean? Like I stayed with them for a little while before I moved, and they're just like, I just need my social battery's just like not here. And it's like good, because then they're like, I'm gonna be on my phone. I want you to know that I'm not ignoring you, but I'm gonna be on my phone. And like they taught me how to do it, because I was never good at it, but they taught me how to like, it's okay to not be chit chatting with your friends when you're hanging out with them sometimes.
Well, yeah, especially since like you were living with them. I feel like that's also a big one. I mean,
Yeah,
because you can't always be like filling the space.
yeah, they taught me some good things when I lived there.
I would say overall, as a habit, I will say I think that a habit that I'd be embarrassed if people knew.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just have like bad routines in general. Like I have a habit of not having habits, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So trying to explain to people that, yeah, I'm like doing my best, but also I live as like a chaotic, like I'm a bull in a china shop, I guess. Like when it comes to my life, where I'll just like do a lot of like one thing, and then I'll do a lot of another thing, and like I don't know how to pace myself or like make it like a lifestyle choice, because I can barely even like feed myself and remember to like eat accordingly. And instead it's always just like, oh, like why can't you do that? And it's like, what do you mean why can't I do that? I'm just not a person who can like maintain routines well. Like I mean, I can do it, and I've worked really hard to try and do it, and I've gotten like better, but it's like really embarrassing to have to tell people like, yeah, your normal routines, like I really struggle to just do at a bare minimum. Like at a bare minimum, like taking care of myself can be very difficult, and that's like embarrassing.
Yeah, I agree. I guess I do that, where I'm just like, I'm proud of myself for doing like the smallest bit of thing, but I'm like, oh, people do this shit every day.
Are we depressed?
I was like, "Ugh, maybe I shouldn't be." I was like, but then I do the circle around where I'm like, well, I shouldn't discount what I've done, but then it's embarrassing that I have done this and it's not that special. So
where it's like I like
thing.
to write lists and like celebrate what I've done, and I'm like, look at all the things I crossed off.
Yeah.
I am thriving right now.
I'm proud of myself when I do laundry, so there's that. I don't know.
I get that though. That's a pain in the ass.
Right? What's a trend that you participated in that you regret?
2016 eyebrows.
I feel like mine are currently there.
No. 2016 eyebrows are like, so I already have really thick dark eyebrows, but I was going like full fill in, extending the line. Like
wow.
I
You were
was
drawing it on.
I was adding additional, well, it was more like adding additional support to what I already have. But because mine were already so dark, it was just like there was like hunka chunkas on my forehead.
Jeez. I did a lot of the those big thick headbands, like the colored fun headbands, and I'd get them to like match like the lettering on my shirt, whatever it said at the time. And then I'd also get like the jewelry I had, like the big beads or like the chunky necklaces.
Oh my God,
to
the
match.
chunky necklaces.
I was like, well, I look back on it now and I'm like, oh my God.
And you always had like the sock bun going on with your headband. Oh my gosh. But honestly, I still love headbands. I don't care. Like chunky, like cute headbands, even if they're kind of ugly and tacky, I enjoy them
With
still.
the side bang that would stick out of it. And I was like, I don't even know who I am. I don't know who I am anymore.
Are you speaking to me? Because it feels like you're speaking to the depths of my soul.
So
I
it's
also
"Whoa."
like when I was like thinking about like a recent trend, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's like I was literally like an emo kid. Like I followed the weirdest of the weird trends. Like underneath my hair was blonde. I had like chunks cut out of my hair.
Yeah.
I was like very as you know, one of my favorite singers has always been Cassidy Pope. But like when she was
Yep.
in Hey Monday, she had like the hair that was like
Yes, it
side
was
swept
choppy.
and like the blonde stuck out from the middle. And I always got my hair cut like that because I was like, I had blonde underneath. At one point, I had like so many colors in my hair too. Like not even like bright, ridiculous colors because I wasn't allowed to have that. But like I had the underneath of my hair blonde and then the top brown and then like the top red and the bottom black, and it was
my
just such
God.
a trend to have the underneath of your hair colored. And like I was very into that and having it like poke out between my chunky layers, and I'd like cut my like choppy bangs myself because if you go in between, it's like they'll just like fall in your face to the point where like you can't do anything about it.
And you're just like, oh, it's literally in my eye.
It's literally in my eye at this point. I do have to do something about it.
So
I followed a
there's
lot
that.
like the 2000s trends, honestly. Think about all of them. I participated in, unfortunately, all of them.
I think I did almost all of them. The only one I didn't participate in, only because it was a lack of knowledge, was a lot of makeup. Like I still clearly I still struggle with doing my own makeup, but like even then I didn't do a ton of it, and honestly it was to my benefit because when I look back at pictures, like I'll never forget this one moment where when I was cheering and that my flyer hit me in the face, and right before homecoming, and she like gave me 2 black eyes for homecoming. So my mom and my friends came over and helped me put makeup on to cover up my 2 black eyes. And then we took pictures, and after we looked at the pictures later, because couldn't look at them instantly, like
Back in my day, you couldn't look at pictures instantly.
we looked at them later, and it was like she did her makeup, but she was just learning how to like do like the self tanner and the contouring and stuff like that. So she just looked like a raccoon, and I looked all right, and I was like, karma. But
Karma.
but I was just like, so I didn't get to participate in the whole makeup thing, and I do feel bad for her for that point because I was just like, oh, that picture is forever. But
I will say I loved like my thick dark eyeliner, and like just like I would just cake on just like light foundation all over my face if it was like winter, but then if it was summer it would be like 4 shades too dark, and I'd have my super
your face doesn't match your neck.
I'd have my super dark eyeliner. My parents always be like, you look like a raccoon, and I'm
You
like
do.
no I don't, I look cool because you know
everybody else is doing it.
everybody else is doing it. And it's just like now I look at it, I'm like, Jesus, who was that? And I think I had this weird like combo of like I just tried all the trends because I just really wanted to be liked,
I know, right?
which is like such a sad thing. But it was also like I finally landed on being emo, and I'm like, by God, girl, like some of the stuff that I wore were so ugly, but it was so emo trendy.
I look at it now and I'm like, I don't even know whose idea this was.
It was Tumblr's. I blame Tumblr.
Oh man, no. Okay,
Love Tumblr. Anyway,
the dumbest reason I've cried as an adult. There's plenty. I'm sure I can get one.
I cry a lot when like a specific food that I want in the house is not in my house and I don't have access to it because like that's what I'm craving in the moment, and that's what I like need to eat.
Yeah.
And I'll just start sobbing because I can't have it, and it's just inappropriate. But it's also one of those things where I'm like, well, I mean, it is what it is,
right? I think what's another? What I think I've had like PMSing. I mentally break down when I have to take like Mia's at the door and I have to take her out. Like I don't want to go out like have a full temper tantrum because I do not want to take her out, even though she just has to go to the bathroom just like everybody else. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. I just sat down, freaking out.
I've had those mentee bees though, where it's like, especially when it gets cold out, because we don't have a lot of cold time here, which is nice. Like I like that we don't have a ton of cold time here, but this time of the year, like if Henry needs to go out, I'm like, I've got seasonal depression and it's cold and I just don't want to deal with it. And it's just a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I just,
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh, so what's a situation where you should have said less?
Naming my period. I think that one's on the noggin because I'm still like internally trying to process the fact that I embarrassed myself this week.
I think that's funny. I think it's hilarious. If she doesn't think it's funny, she's fucking lame.
I think she does. She seems very open and like very welcoming. So I think she's okay, but I think I've internally turned it into a bigger problem than it actually was.
I think that next month you should just like pass her a sticky note and be like, Glenda's here.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, I decided this month that I'm going to name her this, and just really lean into it and be like, if you were going to name it something, what would you name it?
I've been doing a lot of band names. So that's it. That's where it's at. What about you?
I will say digging the holes is the time where like I said way more than I should have. Like I would say something like awkward or weird and I'd just be like, anyway, and then I just keep saying like weird thing after weird thing after weird thing, trying to cover up the fact that I said one weird thing, and then I never recovered from it. And I would just keep digging my hole and digging and digging and digging. So like Sam had friends that were like, your friend is so weird. And it's like, I actually, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not, like, a super normal person, but I'm not that weird. It's just, also, those people were assholes. Like, looking back now that it's been about 6 years since that, like, type of stuff was going on, I just didn't really like those people, and I always felt like they were, like, being very judgy of me, and they were from fucking New Hampshire. Like, fuck those people.
Yeah, it'd be worse if they were from Connecticut, but...
I mean, but they were here.
But
I didn't
still.
need to make New England friends in Nashville.
No.
And
no.
so I don't know. I think I just at my core didn't like them and knew they didn't like me and felt uncomfortable the whole time. So I would constantly be like, I'd say something weird and then I'd try and fix it and it wouldn't fix itself. It was a very chaotic time in my life where I just didn't know how to manage any social situations because I had also not had enough in recent time because it was like so new for me to like live in a new city and start over and meet new people and do the whole thing because I had been around people my entire life that I had known for a long time.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I would just socially just like bury myself, just like dig my own grave, lay down. Like, hey guys, you want to put the dirt on me? Because like, honestly, I'd rather die than be in this scenario right now. Let's go.
Yeah. Can somebody else say something? Anything else?
Can literally anyone else fix this problem? Like maybe someone could be like, I understand you feel weird. Like, don't even worry about it. Shit happens. Like that's all I ever needed from someone was just for them to be like, hey, you know what? I know you feel weird about that. Don't worry about it. And that's a lot of the time what Sam would try and do after the fact. But I'm like, it doesn't help me now.
Yeah.
I'm already out of it now. Now I'm like, do you want me to dig a hole in front of you? Because I'll dig a hole in front of you.
What's a time you misread the room spectacularly?
Oh.
I don't know that I know one.
I think like
Half the time I stay quiet in those situations.
I will say so like when I was younger. So remember when you were younger and you wouldn't know what was going on in a conversation and you'd say something like, who died? Like you would say like the weird, like, because you were like 11, 12. Well, so it would be like there would be like conversations going on though, like not necessarily at a funeral, but like just like family conversations where like I wouldn't know what they were talking about. And I'm like, haha, who died? You know how that was like a weird, like quirky thing that you could say when you're like 11, 12 years old. And I'll never forget, I had an aunt look me in the eyes and was like, no one died. And I was like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable right now. Like, you didn't get the joke. And now you think that I thought that someone died. And we're just like in a weird stalemate here. Where like, you're going to think that I'm a freak forever. Which I'm pretty sure she still does.
Let her live her life.
Let her live.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think I usually suss out those situations fairly okay. I'm sure I've messed them up multiple times, and maybe I just repressed it, and now it's in the back of my noggin, and I don't think about it anymore because I don't want to. So I think that's where it is. Oh no, I thought about it. Um, I was just out of high school, and our old cheering coach invited her to her wedding, and I was really excited that I like caught the bouquet, but I didn't understand what it meant. So I caught it, and then immediately after, I was like, "Oh, I didn't know I had to do that whole garter thing where they have to take." Have you ever done that? You've seen it though,
I
right?
mean, yeah, I thought that usually, like, I didn't realize that you did something with them. I
Oh
don't think
yeah,
I ever paid that much attention to those traditions. I also think, like,
yeah.
I think, like, the bouquet toss is cute. The garter is a little weird.
It
I
is
went to, like,
weird.
a cousin's wedding where, like, her and her husband made it super sexual, and it was, like, a room full of, like, family and friends, and it was, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, maybe you don't need to like play my pony and like have him look like he's going down on you. Like it was weird where it's like you do you, like
Yep.
that's your wedding, your day, you do what you want. But
Yep.
like if it's me, that's not gonna happen.
Right,
That's not the take that I'm going for.
That was the thing. It was like traditional, so it was like you catch the bouquet, and then like whoever, the guy would have to take the garter off whoever took the bouquet, and that was like the deal. But I didn't know that was the deal. I was just excited to catch the bouquet.
You're like, look at me, I won.
I misread it completely, and I was like, well, that was fucking stupid. So I live for that. Something I pretend to like to seem cool.
Ooh, I think that like back in the day, I used to pretend like I really liked like the really like screamy like hardcore music for like a moment. Cuz like I love my emo music and some screams are good, but I think most of them are just like not it for me.
Yep.
And I used to pretend like I liked like really like hard, like scary, like growly, screamy music and that's just never been me. But I pretended to like it because I was like, I'm one of the boys.
Yeah, I'm
which
just
is
a boy.
horrendous. Like, I hate the whole, like, I'm one of the guys. Like, what a fucking pick me. I was awful when I was younger. I always think about what a pick me I was, and it's just irritating. But
And I don't know what, like, I'm sure plenty of the stuff I do is to, like, try and seem cool. I don't know. I think I'm just kind of used to it. I think I pretend to, like, understand baseball more than I actually care to. Because it's not my favorite, and I hate to watch it. And when it's on, I'm like, oh, I can talk about it. And I think I've done enough research to seem cool enough that I'm, like, can get by. But like, if I'm gonna watch baseball, I'd rather watch it in person. I do not want to watch it on TV. I don't give a shit what the fuck happens. It moves too goddamn slow. I don't care.
I get that. So, like, over the last couple of years, too, so before we were doing fantasy again, so I had done fantasy, I think the last year I did it was, like, 2019 or 2020, and then I took a break until, like, 2024, and so in that time, though, like, I had known a lot about the NFL, and at one point, like, Jordan's mom's like, Josie knows all about the football and like blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna let this ride because she's sitting here bragging about it, like she's telling everyone like, oh, Josie knows all about football, and I was like, I guess I know a lot about football, and so I was like, shit, what do I need to know about football this year?
Oh my god, I better get it together.
But now that like we were in like a fantasy league, I feel like it's a lot easier to know what's going on because you're at least keep like, because for the most part I only care about the Patriots, maybe the Titans.
Yep.
But then like when you play fantasy, you like pick all the different players and you learn about them, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, like I know this about this person, I know who's good, I know who's bad. Where if I'm just like watching the games that the Patriots play or the Titans play, I couldn't tell you who's good or bad because until this year the Patriots were falling off and the Titans have been in the toilet for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a sad start.
And now we're back, baby. We're back.
Right?
We're back.
Love it.
What was a moment you thought you were nailing it and you absolutely weren't?
I don't know. I guess I thought I was nailing it when I like set my life up in Tennessee but it wasn't. I was not nailing it. I was doing nothing. I was setting it up. Felt good. I'm like, it's not that I didn't nail it. It just wasn't like perfect or anything. It was what it would be like if you're starting somewhere new. I thought I was like, oh, I'm crushing it. Not crushing it. I'm an idiot.
I will say I did not crush it either. When I first moved to Nashville, I also think that like I do it a lot where we'll do karaoke during the summer, and I'll be a little too drunk and I'll be like, I absolutely killed that, and then I'll hear it back later and I'm like, I don't know who that was, but it's definitely not me.
That is someone else, and I don't know her.
That is my alter ego, and that's not my problem.
A social interaction that still haunts you.
Ooh, oh man, social interactions that still haunt me, all of them.
I have a ton. Where I think I'm like, oh, my heart still hurts about that. I went to the bathroom at work once, and then I was on my way back to my desk, and I ate shit, and everybody heard it because it was in the old office, and I was like, that's fun for me. I loved that.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty tough.
But that you don't get over that one.
I eat shit all the time, so like I've just gotten used to the fact that I'm super clumsy. I'll say like I think I have like a lot of social interactions with like people that I do like Krav with, where I'm like, that doesn't feel like that's hitting, and then I see the people later and I'm like, I think you might hate me and I can't tell. So, and then like my social interactions are never good with them ever again, because I'm just like, I can't tell if you like me or not, so I can't tell if I should act like myself or I should be a different version of myself, which honestly at the end of the day I should just be myself, because who the fuck cares about all these random people.
Right.
But in the same respect, it's like
Easier
I get
said
like
than
very
done.
like socially awkward, where I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize you didn't want to be my friend. Why don't you want to be my friend?
Jeez. All right, we got one more question. You ready?
Yep.
The most unnecessary thing you've overthought.
Ooh, my entire life. Like, I have been recalculating, like, if anything in my life I've ever done is right. Like, I have my doctorate. I have all this experience in marketing. Like, I am wicked smart, and now, like, everything's kind of falling apart around me. And I've just been overthinking the fact that, like, oh, what if I didn't do this? What if I didn't do that? Like, what if I never moved to Nashville? Maybe my life would have been better, like, in ways that are, like, unreasonable, because I do like my life for the most part in Nashville. But seeing all of the different things that have happened since I've lived here, I've been very aware of the fact that I have had to struggle in ways that I might not necessarily have had to if I lived up north, but it might have been exactly the same, and I don't really know. And like, I don't think I would have ever like grown as much as a person. But like, I overthink the fact that like how I did my life and how I've done things, and what I should have done, what I shouldn't have done, and every interaction that I've had with people and how it like impacts the long term in my life.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I mean, I feel like I overthink everything, so this could be anything from day to day. I'm like, the amount of times I thought about getting gas today and never did was insane. I'm like, well, maybe I should get it on the way to the vet, or maybe I'll get it on the way back. Well, I could get it on the way back, but then I could get it when I go back out later if I wanted to. I could still wait and do it then. Like, why was that necessary to have that thought process for that long about whether I was going to fill the tank of gas?
Where you're like sitting there negotiating with yourself, and now it's like, well, it's dark, so I'm not going to do it now.
Yeah. I talked myself into not getting it to the point where I'm not going to do it now. And like, I talked about all the times I could have and didn't. So that was extremely unnecessary.
Well, that's about it for this episode of Casting It Out. I will say, if you have any questions that you want us to answer, anything you want to submit, please do on our website, castingitout.com. Make sure that you also subscribe to our podcast wherever you get those, and you can listen to full episodes wherever you get podcasts, as well as watch us on YouTube.